What if a single accessory could tell a story of heritage, identity, and global influence, all at once? When Xiao Zhan stepped into the airport on his way to Milan Fashion Week, most eyes were on his designer look. But did you notice the small gold nanmu pendant hanging from his bag? That intricate, auspicious cloud carving wasn't just a fashion detail. It carried centuries of Chinese symbolism representing luck, harmony, and prosperity. So how did one subtle cultural element become a global fashion talking point? And why did it sell out almost immediately after appearing in a single photo? Today, we're diving into the deeper meaning behind Xiao Zhan's airport style, his impact as a global ambassador for Gucci and Tod, and how tradition and luxury fashion collided on one of the world's biggest stages. The gold-plated nanmu pendant from Nanshifeng, hanging from Xiao Zhan's bag, was far more than a decorative accent. It was a quiet cultural statement woven into a modern fashion narrative. Carved in the shape of the traditional auspicious cloud motif, the piece draws from centuries-old Chinese symbolism associated with good fortune, harmony, and blessings from the heavens. In classical Chinese art and design, the cloud pattern, often referred to as Shangyun, appears in architecture, textiles, ceramics, and imperial ornaments. Its flowing, continuous curves symbolize positive energy, continuity, and the promise of favorable outcomes. By incorporating this motif into a finely crafted nanmu wood pendant enhanced with gold detailing, the accessory becomes an object layered with historical resonance and contemporary sophistication. Nanmu wood itself carries deep cultural significance. Historically prized for its durability, subtle fragrance, and warm luster, it was once reserved for palaces, temples, and elite households. Its association with refinement and longevity adds another dimension to the pendant's meaning. The addition of gold further amplifies its symbolism, as gold in Chinese tradition represents prosperity, wealth, and enduring success. Together, nanmu and gold create a visual and material harmony, natural elegance meeting luminous luxury. When Xiao Zhan chose to attach this pendant to his bag for his airport departure, he effectively bridged ancient cultural heritage with the fast-moving world of global fashion. Airport appearances have become a modern runway of sorts, particularly for internationally recognized celebrities. Every detail, from tailoring to accessories, is captured, analyzed, and shared across digital platforms within minutes. In this setting, subtle elements often speak the loudest. The nanmu pendant stood out not because it was ostentatious, but because it carried meaning. As Xiao Zhan walked through the airport en route to Milan Fashion Week for the Fall/Winter 2026 runway presentations, the accessory introduced a layer of narrative depth to what might otherwise have been seen as a straightforward travel look. It suggested intention, cultural pride, and an awareness of symbolism that extends beyond surface aesthetics. Since being appointed a global brand ambassador for Gucci in 2019, Xiao Zhan has consistently demonstrated an ability to merge personal identity with high fashion sensibilities. Gucci's creative philosophy has long embraced eclecticism, heritage reinterpretation, and bold self-expression. In that context, his choice to incorporate a distinctly Chinese symbolic element into his ensemble feels aligned rather than contrasting. Rather than presenting himself as detached from his roots while stepping onto a global stage, he embodies a form of cultural dialogue, one in which tradition and modernity coexist fluidly. His arrival in Milan further reinforced this dynamic. Appearing in a striking burgundy suit during the Fall/Winter 2026 showcase, Xiao Zhan commanded attention with understated confidence. Burgundy, a color often associated with depth, power, and refined luxury, amplified the sophistication of his silhouette. The tailoring emphasized clean lines and structure, projecting maturity and poise. Against the backdrop of one of fashion's most influential international platforms, he stood not only as a celebrity guest, but as a symbol of cross-cultural presence within the luxury market. The look demonstrated how global fashion can accommodate personal narrative without compromising elegance. The rapid sellout of the Nanshifeng nanmu pendant following its public appearance highlights a powerful economic reality. Xiao Zhan's market influence extends well beyond entertainment. In the era of instantaneous digital dissemination, a single photograph can catalyze consumer demand worldwide. Fans and fashion observers quickly identified the accessory, and interest surged. The speed at which similar items sold out underscores the strength of his brand alignment and the trust consumers place in his aesthetic choices. This phenomenon is not simply about celebrity endorsement. It reflects a cultivated image built on consistency, credibility, and resonance. His dual ambassador roles with Gucci and Tod's further amplify this impact. Both Italian luxury houses represent craftsmanship, heritage, and timeless appeal, yet each carries a distinct stylistic identity. Xiao Zhan's ability to move seamlessly between these brands while maintaining a cohesive personal style speaks to his versatility. By pairing an Italian luxury wardrobe with a culturally symbolic Chinese accessory, he illustrates how fashion today is increasingly transnational. Consumers are no longer drawn solely to logos or trend cycles. They respond to authenticity and narrative depth. The pendant's auspicious cloud motif also resonates symbolically with the idea of journey. In Chinese philosophy, clouds often represent transitions and favorable movement, an especially fitting emblem for a departure moment. As Xiao Zhan traveled from Asia to Europe to participate in a major fashion event, the cloud motif subtly echoed themes of progression and opportunity. It suggested that success is not merely about visibility on prestigious platforms, but about carrying one's identity forward into new environments. The symbolism transforms what might have been a fleeting airport snapshot into a visual metaphor for personal and professional evolution. From a broader perspective, this moment reflects shifting dynamics in the global luxury market. American and European audiences increasingly engage with Asian cultural references, not as exotic curiosities, but as integral elements of contemporary design language. By wearing the nanmu pendant, Xiao Zhan introduces U.S. and international viewers to a refined aspect of Chinese symbolism in an accessible way. The accessory does not feel theatrical or performative. It feels integrated, modern, and intentional. That subtlety may be precisely what makes it compelling. The enthusiastic market response also highlights the growing power of fandom-driven commerce. In the United States and globally, consumers often seek emotional connection with brands. When a respected public figure integrates meaningful cultural elements into their style, the resulting demand reflects more than aesthetic admiration. It reflects participation in a shared story. Purchasing a similar accessory becomes a way of engaging with that narrative of heritage, success, and global mobility. Ultimately, the gold nanmu pendant from Nanshifang represents the convergence of craftsmanship, symbolism, celebrity influence, and international fashion diplomacy. It demonstrates how a small object can carry layered meaning: historical, cultural, commercial, and personal, all at once. Through a single airport appearance and a commanding runway presence in Milan, Xiao Zhan reaffirmed his ability to operate at the intersection of tradition and innovation. The pendant's swift sellout is not merely a testament to popularity. It is evidence that when style is anchored in authentic cultural storytelling, it resonates powerfully across borders. In an industry often driven by novelty and rapid turnover, moments like this remind audiences that depth still matters. A carved cloud, a piece of rare wood, a touch of gold. These elements, thoughtfully chosen, can speak as loudly as any headline look on the runway. And in carrying that symbol from his homeland to one of fashion's most celebrated global stages, Xiao Zhan transformed an accessory into a statement about identity, continuity, and the evolving dialogue between East and West. It's incredible how something as small as a carved pendant can spark international conversation, blend cultural heritage with modern luxury, and even influence global market trends. Xiao Zhan's Milan appearance reminds us that fashion isn't just about what you wear, it's about the story you carry with you. What do you think? Was the nanmu pendant your favorite detail of his look, or was it the bold burgundy suit that stole the spotlight? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. If you enjoyed this deep dive into fashion, symbolism, and global influence, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications so you never miss our next style breakdown. See you in the next video.